Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel Learning to Learn. So this video would be entirely in English, and in the last session we were able to complete the entire modes of teaching. That would be large group teaching method, small group teaching method, and individualized teaching method. And if you want to watch the entire series of teaching aptitude which I have explained so far, you can just go to the I section above. There would be an eye appearing in the right corner of your screen, the upper right corner of your screen. You can just touch it, and then you can see all the playlists in English, and I have made the entire playlist in Hindi also, so you'll be able to see the same. Now let's start with today's main topic. Our main topic would be focusing on the next point, that is learner characteristics and Bloom taxonomy. These are frequently asked in your paper 1, and many of the questions are formed from this particular topics also. So today we are going to try to cover these points. But before that, you can follow me on my YouTube page. This is my YouTube page. You can follow me here. There are n number of videos which will help you, as well as there is various playlists like related to teaching aptitude, organizational behavior in English and Hindi. Then we also have things related to legal aspects, management, economics, research aptitude, marketing management. So this will be helpful for you all in a very detailed manner. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. Apart from that, you can also follow me on Twitter. This is my Twitter account. You can follow me with the name Learning to Learn. This is my LinkedIn profile. You can follow me on my LinkedIn profile. This is my Facebook page. You can follow me with the name @Learning to Learn 2017 for the latest updates, and all the special classes of Unacademy. Whatever I take, I give an update at morning 7 a.m. of whatever the special classes or plus classes, as you can see here. So make sure you join this particular page so you get all the updates on time, like 1 or 2 hours before the class. Okay, and this is my Instagram account. You can follow me here also for latest updates and various things. Okay, so before going further, this is my Unacademy profile. I am a verified educator on Unacademy, and I am on Unacademy from 2018, and I teach there related to NTA UGC net, and I am net qualified. You can follow me there. See all the special classes free of cost without even paying a single rupee. And at the same time, we have various new courses launched from as on 1st of May. So you can follow those courses so to get the entire comprehensive view of paper 1. And my batch course would be starting from 12th of May, that is from tomorrow. So make sure you join that particular batch course, and Rita ma'am would be there, I would be there, and Vinod sir would be there, and we would be trying to complete the entire commerce syllabus in a detailed manner so you don't miss out even a single topic. Okay, so let's get back to the topic today. The topic today is learner characteristics. Let's start about learner. Now try to understand, learner is a synonym for student, but learner is much more than a student. How? Let me explain you it in detail. Just let me zoom it out once. Okay, so learner characteristics. Learner is a synonym for student, but learning can take place without a teacher. Teaching is unimaginable without learning. Now, this is very, very important to understand. Suppose there is a student who's not financially capable to pay his bills, to pay his school fees, and etc. So he'll not be able to go to school. Okay, but still there are many people who, though they don't go to school, they like to read books. They like to read a lot of books, and they get knowledge through those books. They get knowledge through the observation. They get knowledge by seeing other people, by seeing the activities of others, and etc. So can I say a learner is one who does not require a teacher to learn stuff? He can learn by observation? Yes, it's absolutely true. A learner is someone who does not have a teacher but is still keen, curious, and wants to learn from the environment, from all the resources he or she has. So the scope of learner is very wide or very large as compared to student. Student is someone who attends a class or a college or a school or a university and pays the fees, comes to the classes, comes to the coaching classes and tries to understand what the teacher is trying to say. But learner has a wider scope. He is not restricted to only classrooms. Learner, basically we all are learner in any stages of our life. It can be a student, it can be a college student, it can be a PhD aspirant, it can be a competitive exam preparation of competitors exams. You can be even a colleague or an employee who's trying to learn new stuff. Okay, so I hope I'm very clear about what is a learner and what is a student, or what is the difference between student and learner. And learner has a very wide scope as compared to the student. Okay, so of course learner is always broader than student, as it is said here. So learner will have certain kind of characteristics. These characteristics can be classified into 4 different types, that is personal, academic, social or emotional, and cognitive. The first one is personal. Personal means it is related to the individual learner, that what he feels, what he is, what are his personal characteristics, like his age, his gender, language, maturity, nationality, status, culture, past learning, background, economic condition. All these are personal characteristics of a learner which will actually impact the learning process. Suppose if the student is from a very poor family, right, he will understand the worth of money as more or as compared to a person who's from a very rich family. A person, if someone is from a very rich family, he might not be able to understand the value of money because he got the money whenever he wanted. But the poor child might not have got many resources or many luxuries or many things, because he know that there is a value of money, you have to work for it. So these personal traits or personal characteristics actually change the thinking, the way the student learns, and many other things. Let's go to the next one, that is academic. Academic is related to how much the student has already learned so far, how much the student has understood so far in his or her curriculum. So this includes your past prior learning goals, knowledge, education level, etc. So of course, if a student knows about accounts, if he knows about how to maintain accounts, what is debit, what is credit, he can move further. To understand balance sheet, to understand trial balance, etc. But suppose if a student does not know what is accounts or how to maintain accounts, or exactly the ABCD of accounts, he'll not be able to understand the balance sheet preparation, the trial balance preparation, the profit and loss preparation. So that is the academic characteristics which a student needs to have for the further learning or the upcoming level of learning. The next is social or emotional. It totally depends upon your friends, family members, and people around you, or people around the learner, who actually impact the learner in a positive or a negative manner. So it can be a group structure, a family background, a self-image. It can be related to your friends, your group, your family, your relatives, their thinking, their mindset, their opinions on you, your opinion of the society. Everything will become a social or an emotional feature or emotional characteristics of a learner. The last but not the least is cognitive. Now, what do we understand by cognitive? Cognitive is related to mind. Cognitive is something which is related to mind. So, a student's mind level, like how much the mind has been developed, like is the student able to understand the logic, is he trying to make logic out of the topics he has learned so far. So this also affects the learning of the student. So these 4 were the basic you can say learning characteristics which every learner needs to have, that is certain kind of personal, academic, social, emotional and cognitive characteristics. Now let's go to the next point, that is Bloom taxonomy. This is one of the easiest topics you will ever learn and it is very easy. Bloom taxonomy was developed by Dr. Benjamin Bloom and his team in the year 1956. This is also known as KSA. What is KSA? Knowledge, skills and attitude. So there are 3 learning domains. Now what do we understand by learning domains here? Learning domains here means any student who's trying to learn something he will learn something only in 3 different ways. The first is the cognitive domain, the second is the psychomotor domain, the third is the affective domain. Now, what are these domains? Cognitive domain means it is related to mind. You're more concerned about your mind. If a student has, you can say, sound mind, a logical mind, then he'll be able to understand things by his cognitive domain. Okay, so it is related to your head. Whereas if we move towards the psychomotor domain is more concerned with your body. For example, if you are trying to learn a dance step, or if you are trying to learn how to sing or swim or dance or paint, then you would need your body coordination with your mind. If your body is somewhere handicapped, or if you're not able to perform that particular activity physically, you'll not be able to learn. So psychomotor domain basically focuses on your skills, that is on your physical movement. And how does that happen? That happens because of the good connection between your brain and your mind, that how much of your actions or how much of your body movements can be controlled, or how effectively can you do things, right? So this is related to psychomotor domain. So it is also known as kinesis domain. It is concerned about the natural and automatic response of the reflexes. Okay, so psychomotor domain is related to your body. The last is affective domain. Affective domain focuses on your attitude, perception, feeling, what you're feeling inside your body. For example, if you're very sad, no matter what you're going to read, you're not able to understand it because you are totally distracted about your mind is totally distracted because of your sadness. Correct? If you're overwhelmed, if you're over happy, if you're very happy, then also you'll be a bit distracted, right? So affective domain also affects the learning. Cognitive domain, let's go back to the cognitive domain. Cognitive domain has this six categories, 3 lower categories and 3 higher categories. It starts with knowledge, that has application, comprehension, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Then psychomotor domain also has certain types, right? Also not types, but you can say steps. And then affective domain. Affective domain is concerned with receiving, valuing, responding, organizing and characterization. You need to understand this, that they can ask any questions related to cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, affective domain. They can even ask who gave all these domains. So this was given by Benjamin Bloom, so make sure you remember that. And in the year 1956 by he and his team. Okay, so these were the 3 domains. We were able to almost complete this particular topic today. I mean the whole slide, that is the learner characteristics and Bloom taxonomy. Let's meet in the next session, and this would be also available in Hindi soon. So you'll get the entire explanation in Hindi if you want. As well as make sure you follow me on YouTube to get the latest updates. After completing teaching aptitude, I would be jumping towards research aptitude so that you can learn more. And if you want this particular slide, you can just go to the Telegram channel. The links are given in the description box below, and you'll be able to see all the topics there, all the notes there. Okay, so make sure to download the notes. Take good care of yourself, study hard. Bye bye.